The film starts showing the psychiatric hospital. There were many mad patients. A mad person is sketching on the wall in a room. But his life ends while sketching. He falls down from there. Then a man appears there. He is the same man who was making this man draw the sketch. He was making a map of a city because he wanted to search for someone. The scene turns and a boy named Michele is seen. He has a classmate whom he used to like. And today is Michele's party with her. He had never revealed to his classmate that he likes her. He is a meek and he used to take her photos and make videos. Later, he watches them. One day, it seems that, once it is seen that a lady police officer visits their high school and says to them, "You already knew, one of your classmates is lost. He has not been searched for several days." The lady police officer who is here is not anyone else but the mother of Michele. Michele's nose begins bleeding when he is in his classroom. He immediately moves to the lavatory but his schoolfellows used to tease him too much. They also start to tease him here. Because it is very fragile. And he did not know how to communicate perfectly. It was because he did not have the courage to express himself before his classmate. And he used to be helpless whenever someone teased him. He was totally fed up from this behavior. He used to think that I had taught them a lesson in a day. But he has not enough strength that he could take any step. Michele is extremely happy for tonight. Because it has been told to you that there is a party in the house of his classmate. He is very excited with the thought of attending a party. He goes to a costume shop where he begins to see the variety of fancy dress parties costumes. Then a small kid says to him that I will give you a superhero costume. It is a mystic costume. Michele asks him, "Oh. It means I will look good wearing it." That kid says to him, "Yeah. You will look good and also attain the powers." Michele returns to his home, taking it as fun. He brought a costume home. But he is sitting on the sofa in a dejected mood, coming to the house. Then his mother asks him, coming there, "What happened to my son?" Michele says, "I have brought the costume but kids will have worn the dress in a Halloween party. Look at my costume." Then his mother says to him, "Just be the same as you are. Never imitate anyone. Otherwise your own qualities will also be suppressed. My son will look beautiful." Actually Michele's father was not alive. So his mother used to love him a lot. But Michele used to remember him. "If my father was alive, they taught the lesson to boys who teased me." Now the night falls and Michele moves to that party getting ready. Now all children begin to tease him in that place. "We know that you have saved the photos and videos of that girl in your mobile phone. You have affection for her. But what is this? You take her photos stealthily. How bad she will feel knowing it." Then they play photos and videos of that girl at the party. Witnessing it, the girls come into rages. She begins to show her anger on Michele and he locks himself into a lavatory. The kids are asking him from outside, "What happened? You felt afraid?" "Oh. The poor guy was frightened by a girl." Michele does not want to face them. Because the outsider kids are very mannered. He starts to communicate himself inside into the mirror. That kid had this costume that was powerful. "Costume? What is your power? Can you make me invisible right now?" Then the light is switched off. Michele really disappeared as the light was switched on. He had become invisible. Let's see the routine of Michele. When he brushes his teeth, getting up, it is revealed that he has really become invisible. Michele is very excited for this. And he says that I have got mercy. I can take revenge from them in the classroom when I wish. Now Michele begins to go to school. Then a man stood at a distance, wearing black sunglasses. He observes him. Anyhow, Michele moves into the classroom. But he did not appear before anyone. So he takes advantage of this. He shoots out the ink on the teacher. And the teacher thinks that it has been shot by the seated student there. So she gets that boy out of the classroom. And he takes the revenge from the other students, taking the advantage of his being invisible. Then it is known that 2 more students are also from the school. And they recorded a video as a message before their disappearance. "We are leaving this place willing. We are fed up with our house. We want to live alone, living an autonomous life." Then a psychiatrist visits their school on this day. Who starts to explain the students. "You are all young and your parents are the necessity of everyone. They only need our goodness. Otherwise, it will leave no effect on what another person's kid does. Try to understand this reality." Then Michele sneezes as he is again becoming invisible. He immediately runs from that place. And all think that he dislikes the counseling of the psychiatrist. His sister notices as he comes to her that his brother's dress is visible but he is not. She says to him, "Brother. You are a superhero." Suddenly Michele places his hand on her lips. He says, "Keep quiet. Don't mention it to anyone. I have started to become invisible from the time I took that costume. There is surely something mysterious. Michele hears that his mother is talking with someone. Being invisible, Michele sits before his mother. His mother continues to talk through calls as he is not being seen by his mother. Michele comes to know by listening to the conversation of his mother, that he is not the biological son of his mother but an adopted child. He is very hurt by it. And he leaves that place. His mother senses as someone has passed from her side. But she is unaware that her son Michele has become invisible. One day, Michele is taking a swing, sitting on it. A girl notices the empty moving swing. She comes there and begins to talk to him, realizing his presence. Michele also begins to talk with her but he is not appearing before her. They will be befriended soon. Now Michele thinks that he will tell him the fact. In fact, he is the same Michele who can disappear and also her friend. But a man abducts her before he goes to reveal the reality to her. Michele exerts his best to save that girl but in vain. Now it is seen that the girl wakes up at a place, where some people are present in her surroundings who are detecting her body and mouth. They are trying to know that she is not that kid who is invisible. Because these people are also unaware about his gender. Nor they have awareness who he is. When those people believe, this girl does not possess any power, there is another who is invisible, then they leave this girl to other two kids. Who had been taken here for this purpose. Michele thinks that he will soon go to rescue that girl after being invisible. But he notices that his mother has washed the costume as he goes to wear his costume. And he lost that power. Then he says to his mother, "You wanted the same. I may not succeed and act according to my will. Otherwise, you are not my biological mother." Saying it, he comes to the beach, riding his cycle. His mother is saddened after him. Now Michele encounters the same man at the beach, putting on black sunglasses. Who was seen before. Here he tells Michele, "I also possess the same powers which you possessed. You possessed it because you are my son." That person wearing sunglasses tells him that your mother also had the ability to disappear. It means, the wife of that man. He tells his son, "I used to live in Russia years ago, that country was ruined due to the nuclear bomb explosion. That nuclear reaction developed the superhuman abilities. Gathering such people, a group was formed. The leader of that group was Savage. He used us while keeping us in his custody. Many days passed, and he continued to use us. I glimpsed a girl there during that which I liked very much. That girl is your mother. Afterwards, we thought when you came into being. No. You will not stay here under the cruelty of a savage leader. We both fled, taking you. But that leader's team members began to chase us. So your mother sacrificed her life. And she instructed both of us to leave this place. She also had the ability to disappear. She is invisible from that time. I thought that I would never be able to bring you up alone as such. In this way, our lives will be in danger. So I placed you in front of the house of the police officer. So your life may not be like my life." Here Michele asks his father, "Were powers not in my costume but I possessed it before?" Then his father says, "Yes, my son. You have inherited these powers." Michele's father also tells him, "I can also read the mind. And that lady is the one who took charge of your care for me. She loves you a lot. You may apologize to her." Then Michele's mother comes there while searching for him. Then Michele apologizes to her in the same way advised by his father. Being happy, both return to home. He faces the same psychiatrist as he approaches home. Who knew that Michele could disappear. He attempts to reveal the secrets from Michele. Then Michele runs from there. On the other side, the same girl is seen who had started to like Michele. And she was abducted. She is on a ship and tries to escape from there. There is an ultra-bright flashlight which spreads at a distance. That girl turns on it and Michele instantly goes to rescue her. It was an indication of where that girl is. Michele's foster mother begins to feel worried after him. Michele's father says, going to her, "Don't be worried. Michele has got plots. He will come soon." Michele had become more courageous and sharp. Becoming invisible, he goes to the ship and defeats them easily. And he saves those people. That girl says, "I also want to rescue other people." Michele hands her over a gun and says, "Keep it for your safety." But that girl points the gun on Michele unexpectedly. Michele is astonished and he thinks there is another person involved in it. And she is under control. Someone had compelled her to take such action. The matter of fact was almost similar. Michele knows after searching that there is an old man who is paralyzed, but he has the power to hold over people whom he touches at once. He has controlled that psychiatrist and this girl. That satanic man moves the watercraft under the water, using it against Michele. Because he wanted to take Michele to another country. They have taken Michele there until Michele's foster father or father arrives there. But Michele employs his power in a perfect way. He locks that old man into a room after damaging all things. He himself comes out of that place. His mother is pleased, seeing it. There are also many people there as he comes out of that place. He disappears in front of them. Michele's father comes to him and says to him, "My son. Indeed, you have powers, but we have to hide it from the other people as I have kept secret. Be careful next time to use these powers in public. Just live like a normal person. Then your life will be easier." Then his father moves ahead and removes the memory of each person, as they have not seen anything. When all people restore their memory related to the time before this incident, they have the knowledge that all lost kids have been abducted. Then they think when Michele had gone to rescue them, as being a best police officer, she also rescued the other kids. Then all the people and children begin to compliment her. Next day, it is observed that Michele goes to his school as a common student. The bullies start to tease and threaten him again. Being courageous, he says to the kids that it will be better to not tease me. The children are left astonished, hearing such a response. In the end of the movie, it is shown that Michele's biological mother and younger brother are still alive. Michele's father left both of them at separate places, so that they may be safe. Michele's mother is now searching for Michele's sister. The movie completes this scene. Thanks for watching. Do you like this type video? Then subscribe my channel.